Good morning, Flosstube. I'm Sarah and you're very welcome to my channel, Sew Me Sarah, here on Sunday the 30th of March 2025. This is my little corner of the internet where I chat all things stitchy, mostly cross-stitch related, and you're very welcome to join us here at the community with Sew Me Sarah. If it's your first time here, I hope that you will enjoy what I have to offer. If you find this isn't your cup of tea, please go and check out other Flosstubers. There are all sorts and varieties of us all stitching different things with different styles and personalities. I'm quite sure you'll find your tribe here if you keep looking. But for those of you who decided that you would stick around for a little bit and who have subscribed to the channel and who come back faithfully and are so supportive with your comments video after video, I want to say a huge thanks for all of your support here. So since the last time that we met, life has been fairly boring in one respect, which maybe is a good thing. Life is just lifing, and there's nothing strange or startling to report. Yesterday, I had the privilege of having a nice lengthy chat with Hanneke over at A Dutch Stitcher. That's her Flosstube channel. Hanneke invited me to join her as a guest on her channel, and we had a little chat and she recorded that interview. And she's going to share the interview on her next episode. Hopefully that's already up as I am recording or editing. So you could pop over there, and if you haven't heard enough from me already today, you could listen in on that interview. But while you're there, have a look around Hanneke's channel, because Hanneke is from the Netherlands. She's a very talented stitcher. She has a lovely presence. I know many of you say that you come here to this channel because you like my gentle voice and that sort of thing. Well, Hanneke is of a similar nature, and you will enjoy her too. I'm quite sure if you enjoy it here, you will enjoy it there at her channel. She stitches beautifully too, quite a mixture of things, a bit like myself. She has some samplers, some smalls. So she's just finished a beautiful full coverage piece, and she has some lovely ideas. She's got a little series of small pillow sized stitches that she is kind of working on at the minute to keep in reservation for gifts for people when they come up. So it's always nice to hear what other Flosstubers have to share and what way they approach their stitching, and you won't be disappointed by Hanneke's channel at all. So please go over, have a visit with her, let her know that I sent you, and subscribe to her channel too. And don't forget to watch out for the chats that she plans to have. I think it's her intention to have a series of these interview type chats with other Flosstubers, so that's going to be a fun little segment on her recordings as well. So thank you, Hanneke, for asking me to be your guest, and I really enjoyed chatting with you yesterday, and we almost got to the end without interruption, almost, but thank you so much, and thank you for your patience, and I wish you every success with your interview segment in the future. I look forward to watching and hearing more of the chats with your other guests. A little point of admin before we get into the stitching today is for me to announce the winner of the share away we had last time. So I was giving away or sharing the patterns that were gifted to me by viewers, and we had two. We had Easter Bunny Row from Bent Creek, and we had Teresa Kogut Prim Hen in a Basket. So the magic word that you were to use if you were interested in winning these was Easter, and we had lots of Easter comments, so thank you for your interest in the two patterns. And the winner of these is Susan Bailey 6757. So congratulations, Susan. If you would like to get in touch with me, you can message me on Instagram, direct messaging. I'm Sew Me Sarah on Instagram. Or you can use the email address that's in the drop down box below the video here, and just let me have your postal address and I will get these off in the post to you. I hope that you enjoy them, Susan. Okay, let's talk about the stitching that I have been doing in the last couple of weeks. I have enjoyed being able to get a couple of finishes in and a couple of new starts. There's always going to be new starts here. We have to face reality at some stage. There will always be new starts here. So my first finish in the last couple of weeks is the Modern Folk Embroidery pattern, Dream of a Winter Garden. And this was a stitch along that I'm doing with Sally over at Sally Stitches. We started this on New Year's Day. It was our New Year, New Start. And we've been working on it since then. I have mostly worked on it as my daily thread stitch, but last video, I knew that I was getting close to the end and I was determined to get this one finished before the end of March. And ta-da, here it is. So I was so graciously gifted this pattern by my friend Joanne in Canada. She sent me the pattern and her remaining threads, of which there were plenty, the original Roxy Flossco colours for this design. And I'm stitched it on a 40 count linen. It is Roxy Flossco linen, and it is the colour Dirty Porcelain, and it's beautiful. I don't know that it's showing up terribly well this morning, but you can see a little bit of mottling on the sides where it hasn't been stitched. So it turned out, obviously on 40 count, it's quite small. It's the size of my hand, just for reference. It turned out small but beautiful. So I love this stitch. I love the design from the first time that I saw it. I know it was originally the kind of extra gift chart on one of the Evertote Christmas boxes that they do, their Advent Christmas boxes. And then, of course, it's now available for general release through Jacob's website and probably through Evertote as paper copy as well. But I was, as I said, very blessed to have been gifted this by Joanne, who passed her copy and her threads on to me. So thank you so much, Joanne, and thank you, Sally, for stitching along with me. Sally has got most of her central panel done, and I think she feels like she's a little bit behind, but you're not. You're not behind at all, Sally. These top and bottom panels will go quite quickly. I think they stitch up more quickly than the central panel anyway, but you will get it finished in your own time, Sally. So, but thank you for joining me in the stitch along for this. So at the moment I don't have plans for this. I do think it would make a spectacular needlebook cover, but it's maybe just a little bit too large and I don't really want to fold it in half. But I do think it would be spectacular as that. But at the moment, I don't know what I'm going to do to finish it. I'll keep thinking about that for a little while. In the meantime, it's just lovely to have it done and to enjoy it. So that is Dream of a Winter Garden. And then my next finish is one of my 50 starts from last year. And this is the Humming Along kit that I got from Bothy Threads. I was able to get it with an even weave fabric. So it's a white even weave, it's a 32 count even weave with a pale blue splash on it. Let's see if you can see. And look at the colours in that. Aren't they just gorgeous? So because my friend Sarah at Sarah's Stitchy Spot loves a hummingbird, this will always remind me of her. It doesn't actually have any other connection other than that I know Sarah loves a hummingbird. But this was glorious to stitch. I do love those kind of bright colours. Not super saturated colours, but lovely colours nonetheless. So I really enjoyed stitching this little hummingbird. I think it would be nice finished in a hoop, maybe a wrapped hoop. So I'm thinking about going that way with this finish, but we'll just have to see. So it's also good to have another one of those 50 ticked off the list. There's still quite a few to go. So that is my second finish in this last couple of weeks. I did some work on my second Whip Go number for March. I can't remember which number this was off the top of my head, and I didn't write it down. But the pattern that was called was My Christmas List by Silver Creek Samplers. This was another start last year in the Fun for 50 sale, and that I only had made the top row of stitching. So in the last couple of weeks, I've been able to put in my 5 hours of stitching and got the second and third rows stitched. So it's not wonky, it's just the way it's put into the frame. So the stitching is all straight as it should be. I'm stitching this one 2/2 on 32 count Belfast linen in the colour Silk. I love this colour. It's one of the pre-packed colours. I've never seen it on the bolt, but it comes in a pre-packed colorway, and I really do love it. It's a kind of a warm, very pale grey, but there's a slight warmth to it, and I think it's a beautiful color, and all, you know, everything shows up really well on it. So this is my progress on my Christmas list. I do enjoy stitching this one very much, and maybe I'll get this one out again for Jolly July, you never know. I think I've got quite a long way to go though, because it's a very long pattern, but we'll see. So that means I did manage to keep up with the Whip Go challenges for March. The first one was the Bee Queen, which I showed you on the last episode, and then this one. So, and there have been new numbers called, so I'll share with you what those will be for April's stitching a little bit later on in plans. My next whip work in progress was the Piece Band sampler, which I showed you my start on last time, and this is a heartstring samplery pattern called the Piece Band sampler, and I started this along with Kathleen from Kathleen's Trot Trails and her friend and viewer Jennifer, who started this just as an antidote really to all the crazy in the world and a wish and a prayer for hope and peace. So yes, I have put in another band. I'm stitching along. I don't think there's a schedule for this. We started it together, and I'm just enjoying stitching. And you can see there I have stitched the second band, which means very excitingly that I'm able to go now onto the third band, which is the beginning of the words, and I love to stitch those. So that is the Piece Band sampler. I'm stitching it on a 36 count Longbourn Blush from Swan Bay Fabrics, and I'm using Classic Colourworks Sea Shelly, which is just a gorgeous soft pink. So I wanted to keep everything gentle for this sampler, given that it is about peace. I made a tiny little bit of progress on the umbrella mug, which, if you remember, was a gifted chart for my birthday from one of the lovely viewers. And I added in some more of these little diamonds down here and put in a couple of strands of the white thread at the top to fill in the top of that teacup. So it's not a lot of progress to look at, but it has been a couple of nights when I picked it up and tried to add a little bit to it. So that one is a nice little pick-me-up whenever I can, and I'll just keep working on that to finish it. It shouldn't take too long to add in the rest of the blues, then I'll go back and do the yellow, and then there's some black work designs to go in those spaces that are between the yellow and the blue there. So there's still a fair amount of work to do in this one, but it's fun to work on. And this is a pattern that I can't show you cover because it's just a chart. There's no cover picture with the chart, but it is a pattern available on Etsy from Drooling Moose Designs. And I'm stitching it on 35 count Edinburgh linen in the colour Flax. and I'm stitching 1/2. That is my umbrella mug. And then I have, this one is sort of a start, but not really a start. You'll understand when I show you. So we hit the spring equinox last week, March the 20th. And on the equinoxes and solstices, Jackie over at Comfort Stitching and I are stitching together one of the ladies from Barbara Annis' 4 Seasons. I'll pop in a picture so you can see the full design. And the plan was that we would start in December, which we did, with the winter solstice, on the winter solstice with the winter girl. And since we hit spring equinox last week, we started the spring girl. So here is my start on spring. You can see that I am stitching these all in one row. Jackie is actually stitching hers as 4 individual pieces. But I'm stitching them all in one row, and hence this line across the top is a counting line. It will disappear in the end. It's for counting and spacing so that I hopefully get this right. It is a little bit scary, but I've counted and recounted, so hopefully everything will work out fine. So the spring lady has been started, and that's an awful lot of pink up there at the top, and there's more pink to come. So we've got the beginning of the arbor that goes over her and the beginnings of her hair as well. In fact, I think that might be all of her hair. So we'll move down into her face. I know that Jackie has started with the bodice of the dress, and so did Heidi from Stitching Down the Rabbit Hole, who joined us. Thank you for joining with us, Heidi. And they both started with the dress, which is bright, vibrant green for spring. So there's a lot of colour coming in this spring design, and I'm looking forward to getting to more of that. It's a small start because I discovered on the second night of stitching that I had already stitched all of the hair in, and it was 1 stitch out, and it was just I had left a stitch off a leaf and then miscounted from there. So this 2-night stitching, but only 1 night of progress, to be honest. Anyway, we'll get to that. It will be a big part of my April stitching, and hopefully I will get her finished up in April. But I've got until June. We're not starting the summer girl until the summer solstice in June. So if you fancy joining us for this stitch along, you can join us right now and catch up. You can, catch up. You've 1 full lady to do, and then you've got the next 3 months to do the second lady. Or you can just start and be a few months behind us. There's no problem at all, and we welcome everyone who would like to stitch along with us in whatever order it suits you to stitch the ladies. So that is the BA 4 Seasons Sal. The next piece is a true new start, and this one is going to be a gift I didn't realize I was going to need, a gift I am kind of sad to need. And I'll explain that at another time. But it is something that I wanted to stitch for this person who's important to me. So when I was trying to think of what to stitch for her, she's not a stitcher, and I'm not entirely sure whether she will love cross stitching or not, but just because I want to give her a little piece of stitching of something that is treasured to me. So whenever you stitch for people who you don't know if they'll love it, you want to just not overwhelm them with an entire cross stitch that they feel obligated to hang on their wall. At least I do anyway. So I thought the perfect pattern for this would be to stitch this largest of the To My Friend Pin Keep series. This pattern I showed you, I think, on the last video or the one before, was one that I picked up at the Nimble Thimble when I was visiting there early in March. And I thought this one would make a nice a little gift for my friend, and I hope that I might be able to adapt the wording in the center to make it a little bit more appropriate to us and our situation, but we'll have to see how that goes once I work out the counting. But anyway, I've made a start, and I have made this start on a 36 count Pemberley. Let me put this on the board so that you can see it. I made a start on a 36 count Pemberley from Swan Bay Fabrics, and I changed the colours so you can see the original are kind of mauvey pinks into red colours, and I don't think that's the colourway. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think that's the colourway of my friend, and I thought maybe blue would be safer given what I think I know about her house. I think I know. Anyway, I chose some blues, and I'm very happy with my choices as substitutes. I think they're working out quite nicely. So there's it's basically just lots more of those kind of berries and vines, berries and branches all the way around, and then it does say "to my friend" in the center of the piece, but as I said, I hope perhaps to be able to adapt that to something that's appropriate for us. So that is my plan. It wasn't really something I was expecting. It wasn't a gift I was expecting to need to give, but I wanted to start something and make her a little something special. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll share my progress with you as I go on with it. So that is all of the stitching for the last few weeks. I do have plans. Obviously, I have now finished Dream of a Winter Garden, which opens up the daily thread slot. So I need to make a choice there. And I think that the Whip-A-Go calls for April will help me with that. So the numbers for April are 10 and 4, and on my Whip-Go chart, that is Americana Blue, which was Sally's birthday start. Sally at Flossie Sews and Grows. That was her choice of birthday start for our 50 Fun for 50 Sal last year. So that's number 10, Americana Blue. And number 4 was called also, and that is my Stitch in London sampler piece that I started back at Stitch in London last October. So I think I will make the Stitch in London piece my newest daily thread piece, as well as giving it the 5 hours of attention that that Whip-Go is calling for in April as well. So I'm hoping that with both of those, with the Whip-Go focus and the daily thread, that Stitch in London will get good progress next month. I'm also hoping that when I bring out Americana Blue, which is quite a big sampler, and you may recall I'm stitching that in red, it's quite a big sampler, and I'm hoping that the 5 hours work that I will give to that because of the Whip-Go call will reignite that for me, so that I can keep that going and stitch that, because Sally chose a beautiful sampler. I had it already in my stash when she chose it, so it is something that I do love, and I want to stitch. So I'm looking forward to both of those Whip-Go calls in the next, maybe not both of them in the next couple of weeks, but certainly in the next month. Now the other new start, because yeah, there's always a new start, the new start that is planned for the next couple of weeks will actually start tomorrow, and that's on the 31st of March, and that is the new historical sampler company Stitch Along, and it's their spring stitch along, and it's called The Secret Garden. So the ladies at Historical Sampler Company were kind enough to send me the kit for The Secret Garden stitch along, and I'll be inserting some pictures for you as I chat. I have mentioned the stitch along before, but I now have the kit to show you. So when you order, it's still available to order. The first release of pattern is tomorrow. It's a 5-part stitch along. The releases will be fortnightly from tomorrow for 5 releases. So there's plenty of time for you to order now. You can order a PDF only version if you'd like to get started straight away tomorrow and stitch from your stash. Or you can still order the kits. So there's an Aida kit, 16 count Aida kit, and a 32 count linen kit. So the ladies were kind enough to send me the linen kit. So there's this beautiful linen and these lovely threads that go with it as well. And of course my needle for stitching. So we don't have the patterns just yet, obviously, because it's a mystery stitch along and the parts will be released. So I'm looking forward to finding that in my inbox tomorrow and making a start. Hopefully tomorrow night, but Tuesday night for sure. So that's the Secret Garden sale, and if you're interested, please do go and check out the link. I'll have everything linked down below. Now, when the Historical Sampler Company, when they have a stitch along, they always have a gift box on offer. And unfortunately, it's so popular, it sells out super quick. And the gift box itself is not available to order any longer. However, a lot of the individual items within the gift box are available. And the ladies were so kind and they sent the gift box to me. So this is their, their beautiful box and their gorgeous packaging. And they sent the gift box to me, and I can share those gifts with you because you might want to order one or two of the accessories to go along with your kit because those are available. There's this lovely little craft bag. It's a lovely cotton bag. It says, "Crafting is my therapy." Amen to that. It definitely is. And then there is a retractable tape measure. This is lovely. It is absolutely beautifully finished. I've seen all kinds of retractable tape measures, some cheap and cheerful and some like this one, which are much more luxurious. It's beautifully finished, so it was a very nice job, and it's a lovely lavender colour. So that is the retractable tape measure, which I believe you can order. There are some lovely lavender lilac scissors. It's a very sweet foxy stitch sorter. I like this one. And a fun little squirrel with a fancy tail as a needle minder. So he or she is lovely. So those, I think you can order all of those accessories individually online, so you can make a choice even though the full gift box isn't available. The other treats that were in the gift box that I know aren't available are some yummy chocolate eggs. I'm trying to hide those so they don't disappear too quickly. And I'm hiding them from myself, I might add. And there was also a little gift ornament, as there always is in their boxes, and it's a cute little birdhouse that says "Home, Sweet Home." So I don't know if you would notice, but on my dresser behind me, there are often these little things, these little gift items that come from the Historical Sampler Company boxes or from the Cotton and Twine subscription boxes. So the chicken that's here, that's one of their subscription boxes from a long time ago. There's this little shelf sitting bunny you can just about make out beside the other one. That is a Historical Sampler Company. Down here I have a heart hanging off there's another doorknob on the dresser, but you can't quite see the heart. There's another heart down there. So they always have exquisite taste. That's the point I'm trying to make here. They have exquisite taste in their little gifts, and you will often see those little things hanging around or sitting around on my dresser as well. So I know that it can be very disappointing if I'm showing you a box of gifts and goodies that you can't get hold of anymore. As I said, you can order some of these as individual items, add them to your order of the Stitch Along kit or the PDF, whichever you choose. But in order not to miss out on future boxes, which are released with the stitch alongs, my advice is to sign up to the Historical Sampler Company newsletter. So go to their website and find their newsletter option and sign up there, and then you will be one of the first to know that they have a new stitch along coming out with a new gift box, and you'll be able to get in there quickly, because by the time that they share them with me, they're all gone already. So please do consider signing up. You can also do that for their cotton and twine subscription boxes as well, which means that you always know ahead of time and have plenty of time to make your decision, or to get in there and nab one of those boxes before they're gone. So thank you to the Historical Sampler Company for sharing those with me so that I could share them with you. And I am really looking forward to this next stitch along, and to joining in with all of the Historical Sampler Company stitchers. Okay, I think in terms of plans, that's all I have really decided on for now. That'll keep me busy, and I will continue with some of these whips that I was showing today as well. So I hope you have got lots of plans too. Before I go, I have another box from Cotton and Twine, and this is their March box. There was a little bit of a delay in getting post here to Northern Ireland. We're kind of suffering for that a little bit at the moment. But this is the March box that I showed you on a previous episode. I showed you the photos of the March subscription box, and the ladies kindly sent this box to me, and I am going to offer it as a giveaway. They said I could do that, so I will for this box. So this is the Hello Spring pattern that was designed by Yasmin's Made with Love, and this is Yasmin's first collaboration with Cotton and Twine, and it's an adorable, fun little spring pattern. I think this would make a lovely Easter basket gift for a child in your family, or maybe you just want to stitch it for yourself and keep it for your own Easter vignette. So this gorgeous pattern comes in the subscription box. Inside this booklet there are the instructions and information that you need, and there's an A3 color chart, a beautiful color chart for the design. So you get the design in full here in the box. This is an Ada kit, so this one that I have, sorry, oh there, dropped the needle but I found it again. So this is the Ada that you will stitch it on, a neutral coloured Ada, and the beautiful flosses and the needle that you need to be able to stitch up your design. The Cotton and Twine subscription boxes always also include some of the backing materials. So you've got a lovely piece of yellow gingham, because the plan is that this one is made into a little pillow, and finished off with some lovely trim. So those are included in the box. And then you have also been gifted this gorgeous little bear needle minder. Isn't that bear just adorable? Just to remind you of the stitch as well. And then there's always a lovely little tea bag so that you can have a little rest and a cup of tea while you're stitching, and some goodies. So we have some jelly grizzly bears. So this is the March box. I'm going to pop it all back together again, and I'm going to send it to one of you who maybe wanted the box and didn't get a chance to subscribe on time, or didn't see it on time and would like it now. So I will do my best to get this to you. It has already been opened, so I opened it as carefully as I could, but I will put it all back together in the box and I will send this to one of you. If you would like a chance to win the March subscription box, then please use the word bear in your comments, B-E-A-R in your comments. All of the usual rules apply. You can enter this giveaway from anywhere in the world that I am able to post to. So international entries are very welcome. Please be over 18 so that I can ask for your mailing address. And also, please don't use the giveaway words that would alert the bots to this giveaway. So please don't say giveaway, don't say winning, don't say prize, don't say freebie. Don't say any of those words in your comments below, because I want a genuine viewer and stitcher to receive this beautiful box which Historical Sampler Company have kindly passed on so that I can share with you. So that's all from me today, except to wish you a happy Mother's Day if you are celebrating Mother's Day here in the UK. Here are some words from Donna Ashworth about being a mother. Being a mother is wearing your heart outside of your body for the rest of your life, maybe more. It's joy, worry, heartache, and fear all mixed like a wonderful kaleidoscope of love. So many colours. Being a mother is bearing the weight of 1,000 rocks on your shoulders every day, yet we would bear those rocks and more gladly given the choice again and again. Being a mother is laughter and noise and messy kisses. It's soft hugs and salty tears to wipe away. Motherhood is joy like you've never known before, with pain and confusion. Am I enough? Not being a mother is the hardest journey for some women to take. They would walk on glass for eternity to hold that little soul in their arms. Such grief, such loss, such love. Having a mother is a blessing not bestowed on all. She is your safe place, your anchor, your home. When she is gone, the world is amiss, and you'd give anything you have and more for one more hug. For the mothers, the daughters, the aunties, the carers, the foster parents, the teachers, and anyone who takes a child into their hearts, you are blessed, you are loved, and you should be celebrated today and every day. I see you. Let us see one another. Thanks, folks. I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Until then, stay well and stitch happy. Bye.